Market update here on the 23rd. Let's go over some of the long-term and some of the short-term charts on Apple, Microsoft. I'll go over Tesla, QQQ, and DXY. So on the long-term chart on QQQ, I think that we are definitely in the fifth wave here. We're in the final home stretch of this move, and within that fifth wave, we are getting ready to finish the third wave. So we're not quite there yet, getting close. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in the fifth wave here. And let's zoom in here a little bit. I was thinking that this could be a B wave and this is a top. The reason I thought that at first is because if you look right here, you'll see that we nailed the top. If you take the first wave down here, we nailed the top of it. So I was thinking maybe this is a B wave right here, but this gets outside the parallel line, and so it's got to be a third wave. And then right now we are bull flagging here. I think that this is a fourth wave, and it honestly could even be still in the third wave. But overall, I think we are in more than likely a fourth wave right now. I expect it to take a little bit longer. This one took 6 days. We're only in this 1 day. So this might be taking a while. This might come all the way down here to 416. So we might be getting something like this. Futures are green though, so we'll see. But I'm expecting something down here a little bit farther. And then I would look for one more move higher. I'm looking for like 430 to 435 to complete this overall third wave. And then from there, I am looking for about I would say about a 10% correction. So let's go back to this. So you have a sharp second wave here. So I'm expecting a shallow fourth wave. So we go to 433. A shallow fourth wave would take us to the 0.23 fib here at 384. That's right around the target that I had a while back when I thought this was a fourth wave. So I'm looking for about 384, and I'm expecting that to finish sometime in early March. So I think this melt up will last into like the first week of February, right after Apple earnings will be the top. And then I'm looking for about early March, and then I'm looking for one more move higher that could probably go to 500. But I don't know. The projection is like 450, but basically I'm looking for something like this. Let's see, March, and then I'm looking for this to end sometime in late June. I'll show you why in a second. So it could go to 500, I don't know. The fifth wave is going to be the most straight up, just based on the dollar. So I think this could go to 500. But that's basically what we're looking for. End of June, 500, potentially, maybe 450 only, but probably something around 500. So you can see we still have another 5 months of this, in my opinion, and that is QQQ. So let's go over Apple on the long-term chart. Apple's a little bit different. I went through everything here, and so you go back here to the very start. It took a while to figure this out, but you have, let's go to the monthly. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, currently in the fifth wave. And this part right here was an extension. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I currently have us in a fifth wave. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out, like when we get that 10% correction. But we have a fourth wave here, and I think that within this fifth wave, This didn't end up being, I actually got rid of my original projection of this being a ABC move just because of this move right here. I was looking for a shallow corrective, and instead we get a impulse move higher. So I think that we're probably in the third wave. We'll probably dip a little bit into earnings, kind of with the fourth wave on QQQ. And I'm looking for about 210 on Apple. So dip and then a big move higher to about 210. And then that should be the fifth wave. That should be it for Apple. However, again, we know QQQ is probably going to go to 500 or 450 at least. So what can happen with Apple? There's a few different things that could happen. It could pull back and then end up doing another extension after that. But I think it's probably more likely that you're going to get something like this. Probably going to get like an A wave down here, maybe a 10% correction. So let's say we get an A wave to, I don't know, like 175 or something. And then we're probably going to get some B wave higher. And then a C wave like that. That's kind of my thinking. So it's probably going to end up going higher than 210, but it's probably going to end up being a B wave, in my opinion. I could be wrong. It could be an extension too, but it doesn't really matter right now. Looking for about 210, and then I'm looking for a big sell-off. Microsoft is in the same area as Apple. I think it's in the final leg up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This ended up, I thought it was going to be a fourth wave. It looked like a B wave. It's probably some kind of diagonal. So I got 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3, 4. Hold on for a second. Let's see. 1, 2. I have this labeled weird. Okay. 1, 2. I think this is about to end the third wave, maybe around like 402. Pull back into earnings. I don't know when earnings are. And my target is somewhere around 412. So 412, and then again, I don't know what's going to happen after that. Is it going to extend? It could extend this fifth wave, so it could end up doing 412, pull back to 386, and then, or maybe even farther than that, 380, and then go higher. Or same as Apple, it could end up doing this. So the 1929 crash was a expanded flat, and it was like a very extended expanded flat, so it was like this. It was like a very short A wave, and then the B wave was extra long, and then it went like that. So you just don't know. Can be a very extended, expanded flat as well. So those three are out of the way. I'll go over Tesla in a second. The dollar, this is very interesting and very important too. So I drew parallel lines for this. This hit the 1.61 fib exactly. So that's a W wave. This X wave takes less time, so I have it labeled as X. And so we would expect an ABC move here. So I think we're currently in B, except for this already hit the parallel line. So I'm wondering if this is going to come down and hit the parallel line or go below it. If it does that, I'd be looking for probably somewhere around 94. But my target is like 92, and you can see I have target end of June. So I'm basically looking for this to play out like probably something like this. Basically like that. That's what I'm looking for. The reason why it's going to take all the way to the end of June and why I have that target is because this took 21 months. And so I'm looking for about 21 months on this B wave minimum. So who knows, it could extend all the way to the election if this B wave takes longer. But right now, 21 months is about the end of June. So if it goes to 92, I would be looking for, it could go all the way up here to 130 afterwards, or it could just be going to like 120 as well. But we're going to get a big move in the dollar after this is done. So probably later in the year, second half of the year, expect the dollar to be ripping higher. 130 is the max target, and then that would complete the WXY move. And then after that, you're looking at the dollar basically falling off a cliff. It's going to go way, way down, and that's probably where we're going to have hyperinflation. I obviously don't have any targets on that, but that's my guess. That's when you're going to want to be in probably gold, Bitcoin, all that. So right now, it's good to be in equities all the way the next 5 months. And one other thing too on this is I think this A wave might be finished. It took about 20 days, so I'd be looking for about February 6th for a B wave. I'm looking for like low 102s. The 0.5 fib would be a good target. So maybe here at 102.17 on the 6th. That's about 20 days. Could go longer, don't know. But that's the window we have for bullishness in the market, basically, is that 20 days. So we have till a little bit after Apple earnings, and then you're looking at, look how perfect this plays out. The 1.61 fib goes right to daily supply. So then you're looking at that being a second wave, and then you're looking at that probably at the end of February, early March. This B wave could take longer too. Maybe it goes all the way to OPEX. I don't know. But regardless, probably first half of March, you're looking for a top in the dollar, and then you're looking for this big move lower. And then that's when you're going to get huge moves in probably Bitcoin. You're getting huge move in equities, everything. So really, there's not that much to be bearish for the next 5 months. And I'm looking for 92. You can look at it right here like this too. Maybe it only goes, oh, there's the parallel line. Maybe it only goes to 94. But let's see where the 1.61 fib is. So that takes us to 96, bounce. Maybe it only goes to 94. 92 to 94 is my target. So those are a few of them. I haven't gone over the other tech stocks, so I'm not going to do a video on them yet. But I'll probably do the long-term chart on those too. So now going to Tesla, and I know I have a million lines on this now. And we have earnings tomorrow. What is going to happen with Tesla? We'll see what happens tomorrow morning. But there are a lot of different possibilities. I think that it makes a lot of sense for a B wave to happen. Like we could be getting a B wave over the next couple of weeks. If we're going to be bullish in the overall market and Tesla's going down to 175, it doesn't make any sense for this to go straight down. It doesn't make any sense for it to go straight from 265 to 175. I don't think. It's been a really weird move down, but it doesn't make any sense based on the fact of how quickly it would be finished. It would already have bottomed when the overall market hasn't even started pulling back yet. Then that means what happens when the overall market pulls back and we're at 175? That doesn't make any sense. So if the market's going to go higher into the 6, I'm thinking Tesla's going to have to bounce. Earnings are going to have to be a surprise. And so I laid out that one scenario where we have A, B, C 270 by February 15th. That might be too high. If that doesn't happen, then I'm probably looking for this move right here on this wave. And then that would end up being probably a pullback to at least the 0.5 fib. So I'm looking for 230 or so over the next couple of weeks. And that would make it look like this. 230, and then we come down here to 175 when the market sells off. So you can see what I'm saying. Does it make sense to sell off if the market's going to be going up for the next 2 weeks? That doesn't make any sense. Because then if we are at the bottom when the market's at the top and then the market starts selling off, then what's Tesla going to do? So you can see the logic in that. We pretty much have to bounce, in my opinion. If it doesn't bounce tomorrow, after hours, I'd be very, very surprised. And we're oversold. Like, everything is set up for a pretty nice bounce and potentially 270. So I'm thinking 233 to 270 over the next couple of weeks, probably into OPEX. So probably looking at like 3 weeks actually of bouncing to 230 to 270, and then you're looking for the last leg down, getting down there probably sometime in March, at the latest April. And then we're going to have the crazy melt up. So I don't think it really even matters, honestly, if you're long right now. I don't think you have to really worry about that much. If you have options, you got to worry. But if you hold shares in Tesla, then you're good to go. We're going to be going higher here soon. Because if we're finishing up this melt up, and we're going down here to 175 at some point, then Tesla is going to be taken off. That's the only thing that makes sense, just based on the chart. I don't think that there is any chance that it goes much lower than like 175, and I think that you're going to start seeing that melt up here starting in March, obviously based on what I said and everything else. So again, if we're going to be bullish next couple of weeks, Tesla's probably going to bounce here. Doesn't make sense to go to 175 right away. Maybe even if earnings are just like average, it might bounce. So it's going to have to be horrible earnings, I think, for it to go down. That's my opinion. Some people think it's just going to go straight to 160, 175. I don't think so. So again, I showed you this pattern before. This took 3 months and 12 days. What is 3 months and 12 days from October 31st? That would be February 12th. When did I say the market would be bullish? All the way through like February 6th to OPEX. So that should be pretty convincing. This took October 31st to November 29th to January. So we're sitting right now at a little bit less than 3 months. So you're looking at a quick C wave up here or a B wave bounce. But again, the C wave makes the most sense. So anyway, I think that the next couple of weeks are going to be bullish. But we might get a red day tomorrow to finish off that fourth wave on QQQ. And then we're going to see a move probably to 430 to 440. And that should be it before a 10% correction into March. So anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll try to do the other tech stocks the rest of the week. I don't know who has earnings tomorrow. I haven't looked, but I know Tesla does. Maybe one other tech stock. I'm not sure, but I'll try to do more charts coming up. All right, have a good night.